Hi again, I'm Evaleen, founder of Awesome Training. And as I promised, I am going to show you how to be more discerning when looking for supports for your child, or whether you're working with an autistic child or an autistic adult as well. So this is part two. We've already had a look at behaviour contracts and the problem with them. So we're going to scoot ahead a little bit today. And if you've missed the first one, just catch up. You can go back and watch it. Here's a picture. Isn't that lovely? That picture of an autistic child and their parent or teacher smiling their little heads off, masking her little head off. And this is what happy looks like. There's a problem here because autistic kids, when they're happy, don't look like this very often. We can look excited and flappy and all sorts of things. So why is that picture not in this book? Anyway, that's just another little side thing. Okay. So here's an example of a written behaviour contract. So just let's have a look at that. Jobs to do at home. So this is advice for parents on how to get your kid to behave themselves at home. Sorry, positive behaviour contract. So today is, that's fine. My favourite things are, why is this here? Because my favorite things are the things that are going to be used as rewards, or the things I won't get. Maybe the consequences, I won't get them if I don't do all these things. My very favorite things, which for a kid could be snuggling up with my teddy bear, I'm with my mom, downtime, watching YouTube videos, playing with my dog, whatever. So we're using the child's very favorite things, which are very helpful to them, which are their actual regulation tools. So we're taking them and we're going to use them to force the child to do the things. There's a problem, isn't it? A little problematic. But it looks fine. My favourite things. Because we ask kids all the time, what are your favourite things? And that's harmless. We just want to know what your famous things are. But if we're asking people what your favourite things are so that we can use those against you, well, that's very different then, isn't it? My jobs that must be done are hoovering, dishes, tidy bedroom, laundry. Signed by the parent, signed by the child. Ah, that's grand. Ta-da! All we have to do is write it down, and then it happens. How many times have you told yourself you'd do something and you didn't do it? Made a contract with yourself and you didn't do it for a whole variety of reasons. So simplistic, isn't it? Like, this is all we have to do to make things happen. My rules are complete 2 jobs every day. So remember last time we talked about like being overwhelmed, like actually totally stressed, burnt out from school and everything else, and then being forced to face homework when you come home, and then also we have to do 2 jobs now every day as well. Well, we just have, that's just an expectation on every child. Children have to help out at home, because that's the argument. Yes, and when children can help out, they do. And kids actually love helping out, and it makes them feel important and part of things. So why would a child not do it? And that's what we have to be asking. Why would a child not do it? There's something stopping them. Maybe it's too hard, maybe it's too much, maybe we're asking too much of them, maybe they just don't have the capacity to do it. And why don't they have the capacity to do it? And then we have to start looking at that. That's more complex. That's hard work, and that takes time, and that means talking to autistics and asking us what's going on. It's very different to just, ta-da, here's your quick fix. And this is why this is attractive to people, because it's a quick fix. Some kids are far beyond quick fixes. They're going to need a lot of time, a lot of love, and a lot of care. So my rules are complete 2 jobs a day. Jobs must be done properly, which is obviously decided by the child. No. Maybe the adult. I can choose the jobs myself. Oh, look, that gives me empowerment and choice. Like, am I the only one seeing how ridiculous this is? Here's the choice, the illusion of choice. The child has power in this situation because, look, we wrote down 4 things they have to do and they get to pick 2. They get to pick 2. And here's the pretend choice again. What happens when I don't follow my rules? I don't get something from my favorite list. What happens when I follow the rules? I get something from my favorite list. And these things are being used in schools. And if a child loves playing with water, let's say that's something that they really love, brings them huge joy, helps them to regulate all sorts of things, and they love it. Somebody realizes that child loves doing that, so let's keep that so that they do the stuff during the day. We get them out to their reading and we get them to do the thing, because they'll do it if they know they get to do the thing afterwards. It's problematic, isn't it? I don't know who's to say that the child who's running their hands underwater and loving it and engaging with that and that part of their environment, stimming their little socks off, who's to say that child isn't listening to what's going on in the room, isn't absorbing what's being taught? Because we know that's how a lot of autistics learn. Very problematic, isn't it? And again, it's teaching the child you have to do what's expected, or you're going to let everyone down. You're not going to get something that you really need unless you do the things someone else thinks you should be able to do. Not good, is it? It's really not. But I'm sure if you saw this without me talking about it, I'd go, yeah, that looks fine, that looks okay. Because we've grown up with, eat your dinner and you can have a biscuit afterwards. If you don't tidy your room, you're not going to your friend's house. If you you're not If you're good, I'll take you to Granny's house later. If you help me with the washing, you can watch TV later. If it's all conditional. And we've grown up with that. And lots of us don't see anything wrong with that. When we start looking at this, we can see what's wrong. Then we can maybe start looking at the way we were parented or the way we were schooled and go, actually, some of that stuff is problematic. Is that why I'm a people pleaser? Is that why I can't say no to people? Is that why I'm such a pushover? Is that why I've got really crap boundaries? Now it all makes sense. As kids, did we have any power? Did we have choice? You know, when someone said, well, you can either help with the dishes or tidy your bedroom, but you're not going out to play till either of those things are done. Was that a choice? So why are we pretending that it's as a choice here for kids? And then the next one, I think they're just going to think it looks better because they put in some visual supports, some red and green arrows and a stop sign. This is going to make it all better. It'll be making it easier for the child to understand. So if they're not doing this, try this one. And inevitably, you see, what's wrong with this is the child just won't be able to do these things. If you're completely overwhelmed and you just literally don't have the capacity to be doing tasks like this, maybe the noise spillover is horrible. Maybe the dishes make a horrible sound when you're putting them into the dishwasher or washing them in the sink. Maybe the feel of the soapy water is horrible on your hands. Maybe you're completely overwhelmed with the idea of tidying your bedroom and you need someone to help you with it. And maybe tidying your bedroom is way too general a statement. Maybe if it said, hang up your school uniform, something specific, something small. This is why this isn't neuro-affirming as well, because it's not taking into account sensory experiences or executive function or difficulties kids might have with actually a big, broad statement like that. What does it mean to tidy your bedroom? Exactly. Where do I start? What do I have to do? So many problems with this. And yet, here we are looking at something that's recommended in schools and to parents. It looks so lovely. So here we have, when I feel upset or annoyed, because that's what's going to happen. The child is actually going to get upset and annoyed because they're going to get frustrated because they can't do the thing. And then they know they're going to lose whatever their favorite thing is the punishment, the consequence. They're going to lose that. That's really frustrating and overwhelming, obviously, for a child. I think I'd get annoyed myself if I was in that situation. But if I get annoyed, I cannot run to a safe area. What? Sorry, what? So we're telling a child, if you get upset, you cannot run away to a safe area. Now, what if a child's in danger? What if they're upset or annoyed because somebody is doing something inappropriate to them? What are we after teaching them? You can't run to a safe area. Instead, you stop and think. Use kind words. Ask for a break to put to a safe space. This is what we're teaching children. Do you think a child is able to go, well, wait, no, they don't mean when like someone's trying to abuse me. They actually only mean, this is so problematic. Stop and think. Have you ever felt upset or annoyed and very overwhelmed that you haven't been able to stop and think? It takes a lot to be able to just stop and think. It's not as simple as someone going, stop and think. Oh, thank God you said that to me. That's after helping me an awful lot. It's like the whole calm down. Well, thank God you said calm down to me, because I was nearly about to escalate. But if you hadn't said calm down, that's just exactly what I needed to hear. How many of us have ever said that to somebody? Anyway, so yes, it is quite ridiculous, isn't it, really? Use kind words. So like when you're upset or annoyed, when you're overwhelmed, this is where this just is not in line with biology, basically. Actually, you can often lose control of those higher functions, like speech, like the ability to go pause, to think yourself through the situation. They can actually go. Because usually an autistic child is not feeling annoyed and upset. They're actually completely overwhelmed. And why? And can you see why? Look at what they're dealing with. So we're putting an unrealistic expectation on someone to do the impossible. Just use some kind words. You know, just use some, take a few deep breaths there now and use some kind words, because it's presuming that the autistic child is just a bit upset or annoyed, or they don't know how to regulate their emotions, probably because they have been denied access to their regulation tools for the past week because they didn't do the dishes. Use kind words. Ask for a break. So I have to ask for permission. Okay, so I have to ask someone else. So is it okay if I make myself safe over here in the sex space? Can I have permission? Where's the autonomy in that? Where's the control for the child? It's nowhere. How to teach children to advocate for themselves? We don't. We recognize their autonomy. We give them power. That's how we do it, really. And make sure that you don't climb on furniture or anything that's not meant for climbing in this rigid world where we have climbing stuff and non-climbing stuff. I will earn my reward at the end of the day if I can follow my rules. Whoa, I will not earn my reward if I don't follow the rules. That's really hard, isn't it? That's really tough on a little kid who's struggling with mental health, struggling with keeping it all together, masking their socks off all day. It's not really the best way to approach kids, is it? Not really. I'm going to leave it there for now. We'll do another part. I think you're getting the picture. I hope you're finding it helpful. I know it can be hard to break through what we've all grown up with. So I hope you're finding this helpful. Let me know in the comments and share with people if you feel that other people will find these beneficial too. Thank you so much. Talk to you next time.